Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm doing a review on Mariah's World. This is her new, I guess, reality or documentary. And the first episode is called For Love of the Tour. And it starts off with Mariah Carey basically, her alter ego talking like with this accent. I don't even know if it was like a British accent or what, but it's an accent. And, her just having a little bit of fun with everything. And then we get a glimpse of her super fans. Oh my gosh. Now, let me just say this. I am not like a huge Mariah Carey fan. I like Mariah Carey. I have listened to her music over the years and I've enjoyed it over the years. As a matter of fact, I think for eighth grade graduation, we sang one of her songs for eighth grade graduation. But anywho, um, and I can't even tell you what song it was. But whatever. So I'm not like a super huge fan, but I do like some of Mariah's music, and over the years I have enjoyed Mariah's music. But we get a glimpse of her super fans, and when I say super fans, I'm talking about people who are just like super nuts. Nuts meaning they have tattoos of Mariah's face on them and things like that. So I would consider them as super fans. Like, who does that? Then we get a glimpse of her life with her then fiance, and his name is James Packer. And like she's just like showing off the yacht that they're on, and they're walking around and basically showing how lavish they live. And we also get a chance to see the twins, and they are so adorable. Oh my gosh, those kids are so freaking cute. So, again, you're kind of seeing the relationship between her and James, and her and the children. And this entire scene is based in they're like on the water. They're on this yacht in Italy. So, um, she is showing that she has money. She's showing that she has money, and there's nothing wrong with that. We are also introduced to her nephew Sean during this episode, and they kind of talk about like, basically coming from nothing and now having something and not always having something. And I think Mariah talked about when she was younger sleeping on a blow up mattress and things like that. But she also mentioned that her mother wanted her to be an entertainer, and she always knew she was going to be an entertainer as well. But the name Mariah Carey, her mother decided to name her that because it was the stage name. So, anywho, we talk a little bit about that, like her past and things like that. And then she started at 12 as a backup singer. And yeah, they did a little bit of reminiscing, but then we got a chance to meet her new manager. Now, her new manager's name is Stella. Stella also has children, and she takes her children along when they do tours and stuff like that. So Mariah kind of feels that Stella and her make a really good match, and they are like single parents together, and that Stella is out for her best interest, and that other managers that she's had before or people who worked for her before have kind of just taken the money and not really been doing a heck of a job. But she feels that Stella is like working for her money. And throughout the episode, you will see Stella constantly on her phone, constantly making moves, I guess. You know what I'm saying? For her. She does seem a little bit rough, and that she can handle her own. So that's good. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. So there's a part in the episode where Stella, the manager, actually is hiring an assistant. And she's not really sold on this person, but she goes ahead and hires this person. The person's name is Molly. And she gives Molly a chance, gives her a job. Now, she tells Molly that she is not able to date for a full year. Also, she cannot cry while in their presence or something like that. So Molly goes home to her boyfriend, and she tells her boyfriend like she can have a man for a full year. And that had to be the weirdest scene. To me, it was super weird because when she told her boyfriend, he was kind of like, oh, okay, like, It was like he was okay with like bye the whatever. So they went out to dinner or whatever, and that was the end of that. We didn't see the boyfriend anymore during the episode, and if I guess if Molly makes it, then we won't see him ever, for a full year. But anywho, those are some of the stipulations. I guess if you want to work with someone famous or whatever, every job has their own stipulations, and those were the stipulations for that particular position. And she decided to abide by them. So, anyways, Molly is going to go on this European tour with Mariah and, of course, with Stella because she's going to be Stella's assistant. So, we are talking about for the majority of the episode, we're talking about the European tour as well as Mariah and James's wedding. And Stella is basically saying like this is a lot you're trying to do within I think it was like a 2 week span. And Mariah's kind of like, yeah, but we can get it done. We can get it done. And I don't know. It's something about Stella, even though, Mariah really likes her, it was something about Mariah that I kind of, not Mariah, Stella, that I kind of was like, I don't really care for that, There's a part in here where Stella tells Mariah that she thinks it's best that she postpones the wedding. Now, perhaps this is just something that they put in, to the episode. Um, so that we wouldn't kind of catch on because obviously James and Mariah are not together anymore, and Mariah is dating someone totally new according to the blogs and pictures that are out now. Much more, much younger, and definitely much more handsome man, younger man. Looks like Mariah's with right now, but Stella kind of suggested that she postpone the wedding with James. And Mariah actually does. She actually does it. I was also shocked that they showed the dress, her wedding dress that she selected, and perhaps they just showed that because at this point they're no longer getting married. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe she didn't care. I'm not sure, but I was kind of shocked that they actually showed the wedding dress. But anywho, let's get on back to something else. Oh, choreographer. Okay, so her choreographer is like waiting for 2 hours for Mariah. Mariah finally shows up, and he's saying basically like, well, Mariah is this diva. Okay, it almost seems like he's the diva though. I'm just gonna be honest. From what I saw, Mariah isn't as much of a diva as I thought she was, as much as the blogs have said that she's crazy and that she's the diva. I was expecting like this huge monster. From the first episode, there was only a few little areas where I was like, okay, Mariah, stop it. Like, it was one part when she put on some sunglasses when they met for the choreography, and she had on some sunglasses, and she said it's her rule to always have sunglasses on under fluorescent lights or never be seen under fluorescent lights without sunglasses. That part, I was like, dude, really, like, gone. Oh, and then there's one other part once they get to, they went to Scotland, and Molly had to try to set up in what is it, Apple TV or whatever, so that Mariah could sleep. And I thought, well, I mean, maybe my son is 3, and sometimes he needs music to go to sleep. I don't consider him a diva, but I mean, whatever. If that's what she prefers. That's what she prefers. Um, but those are the only two little things that I was kind of like, maybe a little diva-ish, but not really. It's not over the top. But anywho, so the choreographer, he is to me, he's the one that's the diva. He's changing stuff up without talking to Mariah first. He wants her to be carried in a Chase lounge, and she does not want that because the last time that happened, she rolled off and fractured something or something like that, and she didn't want to, but they went ahead and did it anyway. But it seemed like Mariah actually has a lot of control over her shows. And that was really interesting because I know from watching Beyonce's documentary that she also is the same way. She likes to have her hand in everything. I actually went to Beyonce's concert this year, and they kind of showed like behind the scenes of how she needs to be in every facet of her show. And it seems that Mariah is the same way. Mariah says that she wants to know about the lighting, she needs to know about the editing, she needs to know everything, which makes sense. I mean, because like she said, if something goes wrong, then all the fingers point back at her. No one is looking and saying, oh, well, it was the person behind the scenes. No. If anything looks bad, it is reflected upon her and no one else. So, anywho, she does seem very sweet. The choreographer tells her that they have 8 dancers and they need to cut 2 because they only need 6 dancers. And Mariah didn't want to. She was like, can we just have them all? And that was like so cute to me. That was really sweet. So, of course, her pit bull, Stella, manager, says she'll do it. She'll cut it. She knows the 2 that need to be cut. So, that was that. Going to, speaking on Stella, the makeup artist was there, like prepping Mariah or whatever, getting her all dolled up. And Mariah mentions that the hairstylist uh, won't be joining them on their tour in Europe, and it's kind of up in the air about like why. But the makeup artist kind of reveals that a lot of people just don't want to be bothered with Stella, that they don't like Stella, that she's firing people, excuse me. And he kind of basically is just suggesting that Stella is the problem with a lot of the employees or old employees of Mariah. So let's see what else. Oh, now we are like in tour mode. So we get to, I think it was Glasgow, Scotland, where they're going to start the tour. And Mariah and her manager arrives 3 hours late. Now they're supposed to be doing setup, they're supposed to be doing rehearsal and everything before the actual first show, and they're 3 hours late for rehearsal. She looks like she's pooped. Everybody's tired, and that's kind of where the episode ended. But there's one little thing that's missing there, and before it ended, Molly, the assistant, she actually cried. Now remember, she's not supposed to be crying, so she's probably gonna get fired. But Molly starts crying because she could not figure out how to set up this Apple TV for Miss Mariah, and she knows that Miss Mariah needs it in order to sleep. And if she doesn't sleep, then she won't do good in her concert, and that is going to cost Molly her position. So that is the end of that episode. It wasn't really anything exciting, anything juicy, but I will say this: it looks like from the little snippets from next week's episode, like it's gonna be good. I think we're gonna have a little bit of drama there. I don't know who this other woman is. Is a black woman. I don't know who she is yet, but there looks like it's gonna be some drama between her and the choreographer. And I already told you that he is a diva. I can tell he's a diva. So I can't wait to see next week's episode. This week was kind of whack. But I did learn that Mariah Carey might not be that diva and that crazy woman that the media and the people have always made her out to be. She might not be that bad. But I guess we'll see soon. All right, thanks for joining me for Mariah's World. I will be back next week to give you guys a little review of episode 2. Take care. Like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any other shows that you'd like for me to review.